Alright boys and girls, welcome back to the channel. So this week I actually went on a little getaway holiday to Wales, so I didn't really have time to film a video or really make a video at all. However, my friend Leon, who you guys would have seen in the videos, he said that I should repost some of my old videos. I don't know if you guys are aware, but I have a whole series on building this thing. I bought it completely standard, a stock 316. I ripped it apart and built a drift car, more of a street car. This is on my other channel, so I wanted to carry over some of the better content from that channel over to here, and this gives me an upload for this week. So I'm basically cheating a little bit. The reason for the black coupe, however, is right there. This silver coupe is why the black coupe even exists to begin with. This is how this thing sits at the moment. Definitely has seen better days. There is almost a tree growing out of it, which is kind of cool. Without this car, the black coupe wouldn't exist. So enjoy the process of me building the black coupe, which is essentially a refined and better version of the silver coupe. What is this, man? What is this thing, dude? Oh my god, you bought another 316, man. So I decided to go with the reshell route because that silver shell is just destroyed. So I got a black coupe like I wanted to from the beginning. I'm gonna redo the suspension fully. Like, I'm actually properly gonna just do everything. We're making sure the diff is I'm gonna go over exactly what I'm gonna do to the black car. This time around, yeah, it's gonna be literally nothing like the silver car in terms of the way I approach it. The silver car was a daily drifter, like missile car, right? Fair enough. I knew from the beginning that the body of it wasn't immaculate. I just kind of destroyed that car. At the moment, the reason I'm not driving it, I don't know if I went over it, the front end, all the suspension is like bent and just disgusting and stupid. The rear end, the rear shocks went through the shock towers because they just like were cracked and shitty. So basically just all of the suspension is unusable and just broken. Okay, I don't want that. What I'm gonna do with the black car, before I even put an engine in it, all of the subframes and suspension, everything is coming off completely. We're literally just gonna leave the fuel system and brake system in. I don't want to mess with that. I want to leave all of that. So pretty much everything is getting polybushed. Things like the subframe mounts where they go into the chassis and all the bushes on there, those are getting changed out to polybushes. I'm also not going to polybush the diff ears and the front diff mount, the infamous front diff mount where I keep breaking the bolt. Those three mounting points for the diff are staying stock because I want them to be the ones that take the impact from all the clutch kicks and stuff like that. Obviously trailing arms are getting polybushed, and yeah, so realistically it's not that much work, but I don't know, to me dropping a rear subframe is kind of long. But Vess was like, stop being a pussy, we're dropping the rear subframe. If we're doing polybush, we're doing it properly. This car is a one lady owner. I don't know if I mentioned this. It has 112,000 miles on it. So everything's coming off, and whatever I'm not replacing for new stuff is getting sanded down and repainted. So the underneath of the car is gonna shine, okay? The underneath of the car is gonna be so clean, it's gonna make light. So that is my goal with that. And what I'm gonna do as well for the interior, even though the current interior that's in there is like super clean, cloth interior, the interior in my silver car is like so much sexier. It's like some velour, like velvet. It's nice, okay? So I'm just gonna take the interior out of the silver car and put it in the black car. You might be thinking, that's dumb. You're building like a drift car. Why are you even putting interior in it? Because I don't want it to be a race car, like, oh, fucking drift car. I want it to be able to drift, but I want it to be a nice, like, street car. I don't know how to explain it. I want it to look nice. I want it to be really clean. And I'm gonna not drive it every day like I did the silver one. I want to take it to track days and stuff, but I don't want to turn it into a beta car, you know? I want it to stay nice. Okay, so this is introduction, beginning to the build series of my new car. It's a 1995 black coupe, non-sunroof 316 with the badging. So this black car is getting built properly like I wanted to do from the beginning. Yeah, so this is it. So today what we're trying to do, we should have the engine out.
The whole front end is coming out, right?
Why do you get the nice job?
Because I got the shit job when I was doing my car. Every time we do someone's car, they get the shit job.
So we've got, this guy is fucked. We've been hammering. This is how we're gonna unscrew him.
Alright, let go. So
Yeah.
you can see.
Nah, still need to hold it. We've literally fucked the whole car just for this one bolt. Nice, we need the thing already. Also, this is how you break a spot weld, okay? You just hammer it through the hole, it's alright.
Wait.
There it is, see, this is what I'm talking about. I'm holding the fucking radiator support with one hand, mate.
What a strong guy.
Yeah. Look at that muscles forearm.
Is it heavy?
No. Slam panel, whatever the fuck this is called, radiator support.
Oh, careful my balls.
Good light, yes?
So what we doing? Explain.
Well, basically I've just disconnected the prop shaft from the gearbox. Well, I've taken off the exhaust. Now I need to disconnect the slave. Then I need to take off the gearbox cross member, and then the engine should be ready to pull.
Yeah.
Well, I need to disconnect the shifter from inside as well. Yeah. Okay, so it's out. This is the engine.
He said he was helping.
The gearbox is gonna come off because I want to keep it. Torch license. Fuck you. Apparently it's my fault. I forgot to take out the fuel lines that were attached to the engine. Whatever. We almost ripped them, but it's fine. Next thing is taking off everything from the front end because I've got everything new. I'm gonna explain the deal with this green car. It's basically a drift missile. So someone built it, it was nice at one point, but then it got taken to tracks for practice and stuff like that. And it's just been ruined and crashed and destroyed, right? It's an actual 1991 325. The engine in it is not from a 1991 because it's the single Vanos M50B25. It used to be an automatic, so it has a 315 medium case diff welded. So it has E36 arms and knuckle adapters to relocate the tie rod pickup for more angle. It has like M3 steering rack and steering column, and an M3 top mounts for the front coilovers. It has a hydro e-brake in there, which I don't know, I'm still debating whether to take off and put in my car or not. But yeah, it was such a good deal. I literally saw it on Friday, and Saturday morning I was giving the guy money, cash, because I did not want to miss that opportunity, considering a full M50 B25 swap just on its own to buy a running and driving engine is about pretty much almost double what I paid. Like, the body is useless. So now I'm going to just continue working on the front end of the black car. Pretty much I just need to take all the front suspension off. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that and I'll update you for progress and stuff. All right, so I thought I knew how to take off a brake caliper, but I didn't. So I was like, this is not right. Let me watch a YouTube video. And now I know how to take off a brake caliper, and I've taken off both brake calipers. Yeah, ABS is like disconnected from like up there and stuff. Took off the anti-roll bar so that I don't have to worry about that. I have loosened the lollipop bolts on each side, so they're ready to come out. One more thing is to disconnect the steering column bolt. There's one in there. The rest is subframe mounts bolts, which is 4 of them. I've already undone 2. The 2 front ones. I just need to undo the 2 back ones, which are being a bit of a pain, so we'll see how that goes. After that is the strut tower bolts, and it should come off. That wasn't even that bad. That literally, since the last update, has been like 30 minutes. The subframe's out. The only problem was, if you look here, yeah, the steering column didn't want to disconnect from the steering rack. I had to disconnect it from the top, just up here. Yeah, the subframe's on the ground. Nothing's attached anymore. Like, the shocks are off. And yeah, the car has no front end. Pretty much got the subframe itself off the rest of the stuff. And I took out the bushes from the lollipops. I got rid of the old engine mounts. Now I need to clean the subframe and see if it needs painting. And I need to put the poly bushes in the lollipops. I put the lollipops with the poly bushes on the lower arms, which are 50mm extended aluminium laser cut arms from Wizard of Lock, if you guys know them. Also, I got my purple tag rack. I put the E90 inner tie rods on each side, stock E36 outer tie rods. So this is all set up and ready to go. I cleaned my bolts that mount the rack to the subframe. The next thing would be, I've ordered the hub bearings for the knuckle. It's Sunday right now, so probably Monday, Tuesday it should be delivered, so I can go and get them pressed in and bring them with me next weekend for the BMW and literally just put the front end back together. Still have left to do subframe cleaning, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with that and how I'm gonna do it. It's really oily and disgusting and vile. None of the holes are stripped or anything, they're just dirty and disgusting, so I just need to clean everything. To be or not to be? Yeah, it's to be, man. M50 B25 from that shit in here. Front end is all together. I don't know what you can see, but basically it's all together. Front end is fully together. Angle kit, coilovers, subframe, I painted it all, everything's good. We put the engine in, the engine's bolted up, the gearbox is bolted up. Okay, so the rear end, we've started taking it apart. The discs are off. Actually, I don't even think I said I got drum rears, so now I'm trying to find, because oh yeah, basically the disc rear end from the green car is seized, and like I rounded the bolts, so that's not coming off. So I need to find trailing arms slash hubs that can take a disc, because I can just use the discs from the green car. And then also we're trying to drop the subframe so I can polybush it. But yeah, that's what I'm working on today, actually, taking the diff out so that we can drop the subframe, because there's nothing on it. If you look, like the trailing arm is off, so it's not heavy and shit, because we don't have a jack, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, obviously Vest needs to do the wiring, because I don't know what the fuck to do with that. Yeah, I'm gonna do some stuff. I'm gonna do like single wiper mod as well. I looked at a video and it looks kind of cool. Yeah, there's not that much left, honestly. It's basically halfway done at this point. Whoa, the fuck, oh my god, I thought something was leaking. Yeah, we got the subframe. I'm going to bench press it. I'm gonna put it in my pocket first. This is really cool. I've never seen a BMW with no subframe on it. Okay, well, it's really dark because it's nighttime apparently. But yeah, this is the subframe is out. This is the first time I've taken a subframe out, and it was kind of cool. It really is as easy as unbolting the 4 bolts. And then it just kind of falls out if you jiggle it about. Yeah? Yeah. Savable. Okay, so I'm gonna repaint it. The bolt, the nut that is meant to unscrew from the stud that's in the car, didn't want to unscrew itself, so the whole stud just unscrewed from the car. So I'm having a little barbecue session here with some subframe bushings. I don't know, this is actually quite long and annoying now. Like I've been doing it all day, and I've got like a pretty major headache because the fumes are intoxicating. Trying to get the old bushings out, so I'm gonna wire wheel it after I take out the bushings, and then lay some paint on it just to make it look less rusty. I don't like how rusty it looks. Like that's like the better part. If you look underneath, it's worse. Oh yeah, I also broke 2 bits trying to drill out these bushings. What I'm doing is, I don't know if it makes any sense, but I'm drilling holes in them and then setting them on fire, and then drilling more holes and setting them on fire. And yeah, it's just kind of going really slow. Obviously I could have saved my time and whatever if I bought a bushing removal kit from like eBay or whatever, but just a long thing, so I'm just doing it this way. This is the bumper I'm going to be running. You're thinking, why are you spending so much effort painting this? Because it's just a normal SE bumper. It is, but it's the actual pre-facelift, proper like OBD1 looking bumper, and I like the way that looks. This is actually OEM paint, primer and stuff on it, like wet sanding and everything like that. The first time I ever wet sanded something was this, and it felt super nice when I was touching it afterwards. Basically, the car is finished. The rear end is all together. I'm gonna go under there in a bit, so I'm gonna like show you guys properly. Change the interiors out from the silver one to this one as well. My sexy seats and stuff. Only thing I didn't do is door cards, because I just didn't think that there was any point in doing that, considering the ones that are in here are fine, and like you can't really tell that they're different. I don't know if you can see, but wait, let me just grab this because I feel like it'll be better. So yeah, I took my roof lining off and rear view mirror, so I need to remove this carpet stuff, but it's just a pain because like when you start peeling it kind of starts ripping. Probably just leave that for now. Who looks at the roof of a car when they're in there? So I got some Nankang NS2Rs, 205 55 16. Yeah, this is the ones I'm going to be running in the front because I think they're good, so I'm going to run them, but I haven't actually driven them with them yet, so I don't know. They weren't that expensive, so they were alright. A lot of people have recommended them to me. If you guys can see, they poke out quite a bit, so we're going to need to roll the arches, and this one's already been like hit or something anyway, so that is whatever. Hopefully when it's on the ground and I'm actually turning and stuff, it doesn't actually rub anywhere or get caught, because if it does, then that's annoying. Yeah, so I just came under here to show you guys like the poly bushes and stuff. So yeah, that's the subframe, and it's like old sexual and nice and new. I've got my adjustable camber arms in the rear as well. The diff is all bolted up, It's a 315 welded. Yeah, brand new front bolt, because you guys know me and these bolts, they're stupid. New drop links in the rear as well, because they broke, the ones we were taking off. Because they were drums in the back. I've got a hard line to a soft line to a hard line again in the rear, which is kind of weird, but I guess it should be all right.
What happened?
Okay, that's fine. Right, so the car is finished. Like, it's actually done. The engine starts and runs. Look, this guy, him and Vess, is the people that actually built this car. Like, I was there turning bolts and stuff, and like, whatever. But if it wasn't for fucking Vaso and Vess, if it wasn't for them two, this thing wouldn't...
Let's pretend that it didn't start.
Long story short, yeah, you saw the last clip of it cranking and not doing anything.
This is hard to say.
That's dumb. That is dumb. So because of all of that, we were like, oh, it's EWS, oh, it's this and that.
Well,
it's all fucked up, right? Because that's usually the problem, is the EWS. We were like, oh, okay, this is a 94 engine with an automatic wiring loom. The car is a 95, so it's EWS 2. Well, some dumb shit. I don't even know. Vasil was telling me this stuff. I don't understand it.
I don't know what you did on the cables. I had no idea.
The clip you saw of Vess cranking it, he did all the EWS delete stuff. Then Vasil came because it didn't work that night, and it was just kind of like back to square one. We just literally had no clue what the fuck. Like, we had done everything you could do. Where the fuel lines come down from the engine and go into the actual fuel lines that run across the chassis.
Hold on, let me explain, because you're being a retard. After we swapped the lines... Okay, let's bulk it in the frame. After we swapped the lines, we tried to crank it. At the same time we were cranking it, we used some brake fluid, because we were hopeless.
Was that the same time?
I think so. And at the same time we were cranking, the battery died.
The battery was dying,
Near the end of the crank, there was a small hiccup, and Sasha was like, oh, what was that? And I was like, yeah, that was probably like, oh, it was leftover brake fluid from before we did that.
Yeah.
Anyway, we swapped them back around because
we thought it was the right way to begin with.
It was the right way, yeah, but it wasn't.
It wasn't. So there was literally 4 hours of us fucking around and actually not doing anything.
And like calling people and
there was this one guy we spoke to on Facebook. Oh my god, what a sick guy. He just doesn't know how dumb I am, basically. It's completely my fault. This 1000% my fault, because I put the fuel lines wrong the first way around, and the second time around when I put them the right way, I convinced myself they were the wrong way because I was so stubborn and that I know that I'm always right. It's just long, okay, basically. So realistically, the only actual thing left is to put it on the ground and to roll the fucking arches, because the wheels are gonna scrub. So that is pretty much it. Fuel lines, very important. Please check your shit. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. That's basically the entire process of initially building the black coupe. All was done in Rev Crew garage. So essentially on the road, we just had a roof. So in case it rained, we kind of didn't get wet. No light, no anything. Excuse the darkness of the entire video. I had like a little head torch and everything. Whatever. But yeah, basically put that whole car together myself with a lot of help from Vess and Vasil on the stuff that I couldn't figure out myself. The wiring, obviously I'd never pulled an engine before. But yeah, pretty much all the suspension stuff was entirely done by me. Taking all the bushes out, poly bushing everything. The lot. All of this happened back in 2018 during the summer. I would work closing shifts at Domino's Pizza, working until 4 a.m. and spending every single last penny that I made at Domino's on this car. The location of the spot we were building the car at was like Southwest London, so every weekend I would drive up, do some bits, try to film. A lot of the time I didn't film. I don't know why half the stuff wasn't filmed, like putting the engine in and putting the whole front subframe up, or putting the rear subframe up. I didn't film any of that. Didn't really know how to make proper car videos back then. Not that I do now, but I feel like I've got a better grasp. So that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. A little walk down memory lane. Let me know if you want to see more stuff like this. Some archive stuff from the old channel. And yeah, if you want to keep up to date with everything that I get up to nowadays, follow my Instagram at Rogue Drive. Definitely subscribe to this channel. I come out with a new video every week. And soon come, the black coupe is going to be back on the road. I've got sick plans for it. All that being said and done, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Peace.